Hey guys, so there hasn't been a lot of good information that's come out of California for this housing crisis. This video is about, has California just solved the housing crisis? Before we get into it, there were two things that recently happened. One is they tried to recall Governor Newsom. Now, some of you may have followed this, some of you may have not. But of course, it didn't work, and now Newsom refocuses on California's housing crisis. It's a big deal. The second thing is that California's smart plan to let homeowners be home builders. This is what the video is about. This is what we're going to talk about today, because I think this is a great idea, and hopefully some of these other municipalities pick up on this. So California recently changed their zoning laws to allow more than one housing unit on lots that have been reserved for one property. And how much will it change things? We're going to get into that in a moment. But first, if you're enjoying our content, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Okay, so California is pretty much ground zero for the current housing supply crisis. The home ownership rate in California is one of the lowest in the entire nation. In the past decade, median home values have surged 165% in both Los Angeles and San Francisco counties. Currently, the median home cost is $830,000 in LA and $1.8 million in San Francisco. And this graph shows the median home price has more than tripled in California since 1990. Now, that price explosion is fueled by migration to that state. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, California's population grew by 5.9% between 2010 and 2019, while the number of housing units only grew by 5%. Single-family only zoning laws have long made it illegal to build anything but a single-family home on a plot of land. A recent study from UC Berkeley found that 83% of residential land in the Bay Area is devoted to single-family zoning. So it's only legal in 17% of the entire Bay Area to build apartments, condos, or even duplexes. It's not that much better outside of California. Across the country, about 75% of the residential land in major U.S. cities is devoted exclusively to single-family homes. This new law takes effect on January 1st. The California Home Act will allow property owners to split their single-family lots into two parcels and build up to 4 units on a property originally zoned for only one home. Each lot could have 2 duplexes, a single home with a backyard cottage, or a combination of the two. Under the new law, cities and counties across California will be required to approve development proposals and meet specified size and design standards. A recent report by UC Berkeley's Turner Center for Housing Innovation estimates that the legislation could lead to the construction of 700,000 homes that wouldn't have been built previously. That projection, of course, is a hypothetical of what we could see over several years if every single-family homeowner who could build on their property chose to do so. Governor Newsom's own projections estimate that new legislation could lead to the construction of 84,000 affordable new homes. That's only a fraction of the 3.5 million new housing units Governor Newsom wants to see built by 2025. So keep your eye on California. So here are the caveats of the new bill. The law is designed to create additional housing while also preserving low-income affordable units. A proposed project under this new law cannot result in the demolition or alteration of affordable or rent-controlled housing or market-rate housing that has been occupied by a tenant in the last 3 years. Homes in historical areas or wetlands, farmland, and properties at high risk of fire, flooding, they're also exempt. If someone chooses to split their property in two, each new lot must be at least 1,200 square feet. So when it's all said and done, only 5.4% of the state's current single-family lots has the potential to be developed. New units cannot be used for short-term rentals and must be rented for a term longer than 30 days. Also, the new construction must be a residential property, so this isn't a green light to build a new home office. While this act does supersede some of the local legislation, new builds would still have to adhere to local zoning rules such as those governing heights and yard size requirements. No parking is required for these additional units if the property is within a half mile of a major public transit stop. So of course, legislators have been met with resistance from environmental groups and tenants' rights groups that say upzoning will increase displacement. In fact, about 70% of Californians polled oppose the new laws. The opposition is an unexpected combination on both sides of the political spectrum, including neighborhood councils in the wealthy areas and the city council in Los Angeles, who worry that this will only help wealthy developers reconfigure neighborhoods, and it does nothing to address the homelessness issue, which is a major issue currently in LA. Homeowners and local officials have long supported zoning as a way to protect property values and ensure neighborhoods don't become too densely populated. But their opponents argue that limiting home supply leads to a surge in prices and several related issues, such as supercommuting and mass migration to smaller cities. There isn't much of a model for how this will fare, as the only similar law is in Oregon, which passed a law in 2019 allowing fourplexes in most of the cities. So when this goes into effect, a lot of people will be watching this to see how this helps with the housing crisis and how this helps with the homelessness issue and how this helps with the rising prices. And as always, guys, thank you so much again for your support on the channel, and thank you for watching.